So now we're going to take a look at what happens when we combine multiple polarizers. I have these two linear polarizers that I can align either parallel or perpendicular, but where things get pretty interesting and can be kind of counterintuitive, if I take a third linear polarizer and I insert it between the two, you can see what you expect there. It transmits through the one that it's lined up with. And if I rotate it, then it blocks with the one that's vertical. But the interesting thing is in between, now we get transmission in the middle. So I've got a vertical polarizer on the bottom and a horizontal polarizer on the top. And so that combination doesn't let any light through. But if I insert this one in between them that's at an angle, you can see that there's some transmitted light. So yeah, pretty interesting. You notice that basically this goes through a brightness cycle. The combination, the stack of all three, is not transmitting and has a maximum here at around 45. And then once it's rotated through 90 degrees, it's not transmitting again. So now we can take a look at this with the laser on the screen. I've got polarizer 1, which is vertical. And if I insert polarizer 2, which is horizontal, you can see we get a nice big dark spot there on the screen. The horizontal polarizer here blocking all the vertically polarized light from polarizer 1. And now if I insert the middle polarizer, this is vertical right now, and so you can see it doesn't really change. We're still dark in the middle. But now if I start to rotate it, 20, 30, 40, and 45 is right about there, and we have our dot returned on the screen. So if I take the middle one out, it's dark in the middle, but reinserting this middle polarizer, you can see we have our spot on the screen again. And if I keep rotating, there's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 degrees. So now I've only rotated through a quarter turn and we've gone back to dark. So I can keep going. 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, and 180. So now this intermediate polarizer is vertical again, lined up with the one in the front. And might as well keep going around. 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270. So now we're horizontal, lined up with the rear polarizer. 280, 290, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, and finally 360, so back around to where we started. So the potentially surprising thing about this, I set it back to 45 degrees. We have a polarization filtration system set up here now with vertical and then horizontal polarizers, and so nothing gets through or it's relatively dark in the middle. But by inserting this intermediate polarizer, we get our spot on the screen again.